Hey all my breebies out there, and welcome back to my channel. This is day 4 of none other than the 5 days of face, okay? Where I, Brianka, which is a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Nevada, Las Vegas to be exact. Y'all thought I forgot about my intro, huh? Not this one. But no, I just like to have fun with you guys. Thanks so much for tuning into this series. I hope that I am giving you guys a lot of helpful information here, guys. But for day 4 today, it's going to be what's called the Battle of the Brushes, where I show you which brushes to use where on your face so you can kind of get an idea. Now, keep in mind, there is no rules in makeup, okay? So you may like a certain brush for a certain thing, and you can definitely use that brush. I'm not saying that you can or can't use that, okay? I'm just showing you guys what works for me. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you most of the common brushes that are used for certain things so you can kind of get an idea so that you guys can get out there, buy you some brushes, or either work with the ones you have and still have a, once again, flawless face, because that's what this series is all about. Okay. First things first, I'm gonna kind of break down my face according to the parts of my face that as I'm doing my makeup usually start off with in my makeup application is my brows. So for brows, if I am using a pencil, which I usually do start with, I go ahead and do the pencil, and then I use what's called a spoolie to kind of clean up in the front of my face, or kind of spread out the product and make it so that it's not harsh right here in the front of my brows. Okay, I know you're probably like, a spoolie, Brie, what the heck is a spoolie? I'm gonna show you. Okay, so I usually use a spoolie to help out with the harshness of the product once you apply your brow product. This kind of blends out, well, not kind of, it blends the front area and makes it look more realistic, so it's not so harsh and kind of drag looking in the brow area. Okay, so I use a spoolie first. You can get these I usually get these off of like eBay or Chinese based sites, but for the most part, if you buy a brow pencil and they have the little spoolie on the end or this on the end, you can just continue to use that even after the eyebrow product is gone. Okay, so that's first things first. That's what I use on my brows. Like I said, everybody is different. Please do not feel like these are the golden laws of makeup. This is just what I do in doing my brows, is I clean up my brow area. I'm going to show you a brush that you don't want to really use and the reason why, and one that you would, okay? So, and I'm going to give you 2 of each. So the one that I really would not use in order to put my concealer up and clean up my brows are these type of brushes. Even though this one is a straight end, has a straight end, and it may be able to get in the areas, it's still too big. So if you're like me and you like your brows to look arched up and you kind of cleaned up in this area, and that's the way that they grow, once you put this brush there with that concealer, it's gonna make it be too skinny. Okay, and you also don't have really enough control to kind of get in the areas as much as you would like to, even when you're doing up above the top, all of that. So that's why these bigger brushes are not what I would recommend. Okay, what I would recommend are these small angle brushes. This is what I put my concealer on with. These are what they look like. These are just 2. This is the one I usually use for my brows, and I go up under here with this, see, and I can get up here with them if I want to. It gives me a whole lot more control. It also has the easy grip right here. I got this brush from Wet n Wild. I actually got it from Walgreens, and this brush was 75 cents, I think it was. So see, you can still be affordable and have makeup application look flawless, right? So these are the 2. This one right here is a Real Technique brush. This is the eyeliner brush. Like I said, no rules to makeup, so you can use it as a concealer brush too for your brows. Okay, so moving on into the next brush. Okay, eyeshadow application. So the brushes that I would usually not use for eyeshadow would be a fluffy brush or a dome brush. This is what it looks like. As you can see, this is a dense brush and it's domed. So it's only gonna go so far, okay? So I would only use this for a crease, not so much the packing of the product. What I would pack on my eyeshadow with to put the product on, okay? Now this is to put the eyeshadow on. that is where I would use this type of brush here. Okay, as you can see, it's a dome brush as well, or kind of the oval shaped brush, except it's not fluffy. You see the difference? This you can pack on product. It's synthetic. It's gonna leave the product. And I can go in with my next brush to use for my transition color, which we explained in our eyeshadow video, and to also kind of blend everything together. And that would be a fluffy brush, okay? But you can, there's all different kinds of fluffy brushes that can be used. But I'm gonna show you the ones that I wouldn't necessarily recommend and that I would. So a brush that I would not use to spread the product or to blend my product together for transition colors and all of that together for eyeshadows would be this fluffy brush right here. Although you definitely want to use a fluffy brush, this one's fat, and look, it's not going to spread the product as much as possible. Even if you are doing a windshield wiper, or if you're blending in circles in a circular motion, it's gonna get too high, and if you have an eyebrow highlight on your eyeshadow, you've already messed up. The one that I would recommend is, this is my holy grail for eyeshadow blending. As you can see, it's kind of a dome shaped fluffy brush, and I can just blend. The bristles are so soft in this brush. They get in the crease that I need, where I need it to be, whereas this one, because it's flat and there's no dome to it, it's just gonna go straight across. Definitely where I would not, one I would not use, and this is my definite go-to for blending eyeshadow colors together, okay? Part of my face that I usually do when I am applying my makeup is my foundation and my primer, okay? So I don't use this tapered foundation brush from Real Techniques to put on my foundation. I just feel as though, for one, this brush is a little bit too dense. It will leave streaks in my makeup where you can see that I have makeup on. It takes me a little longer to blend, and it's very non-flexible. As you can see, it's kind of like bouncing back as I'm doing it. So it's not as workable, and then you won't be able to build as much product with this, okay? The brush that I usually use to apply my foundation, my primer, and my moisturizer is this brush right here. This is the Bare Minerals Perfecting Face brush. And the reason why I love this brush so much is not only are the bristles short, so they're gonna be able to be more durable in applying the foundation and the makeup and things, but it also has this little hole in the middle where I can place my products. Now that does not mean place all 4 products in here at the same time. What that means is, as I'm putting in certain products, I'm putting in the products, some of the other products can be deposited in, as well as it makes it really good to be able to hold the product here and it's not running all over your face, okay? So that is why I love this for actually dappling in. Sometimes I use it for blending on my face for my foundation. A lot of times I don't. I actually use this brush here a lot of times for, it's the Real Techniques sculpting brush, to blend my foundation in, okay? So you can use either or on this one. If I'm doing a client, I just clean off the brush and use this one because it makes it easier for me. If I'm doing myself, I usually use this brush right here, or my Sigma brush, which is a little bit bigger, on the bigger side of my brushes, and that's this brush right here. And the reason I use this one is because it's softer. As you can see, I am covering a lot more space with it on my face. I can kind of go in the areas, and I can move a lot faster with this brush, okay? So those are the brushes that I would put foundation on with, okay? The next brush that I would use to put on my products would be putting on my highlight. Putting on my highlight, I actually use the tube that I get the product out of, but to blend, I would use foundation brush. And I know that this has the name, the tapered foundation brush. However, this is awesome for putting on concealer because you want to get up under your eyes, you can do that very easily. If you want to only go down to a certain part, which in this case is right here on my cheeks, I can do that as well. Rather than using one of these fluffier brushes, it's kind of hard. I don't like brushes or the dual fiber brushes just because it does not get spread across like I needed to. And for this, you would really need to be blending instead of dappling into the skin. So that's why I don't really necessarily like using the stippling brush. Another brush that I use for my highlighting concealer application is this Sigma Taper Kabuki brush. I like the Kabuki brush also because it's domed. I can get right up under the eye with it and kind of just tap. Tap and dabble, tap and dabble, tap and dabble. For contouring, I like using smaller dome type brushes or buffing brushes. Those are just my preference. I usually use the contouring brush from Real Techniques. And so that way I could do in such smaller circles. I also use a buffing brush, as well as for contouring, I use a Kabuki brush. These aren't really so popular as they used to be anymore, but I like using them for that purpose because it does get the product spread across the face faster, and that's the whole point of makeup application, is to be quick, fast, and flawless, right? So these are my favorite go-tos for contouring, okay? Now, after my contouring, as far as makeup application, I usually put on my glow and my blush, okay? So for blush, I use the Marc Jacobs Dupe brush. It's got some blush on it, sorry, from the last one, but this is my Marc Jacobs Dupe brush. I also will use a fan brush sometimes, but for the most part, I'll use a dual fiber brush just because it picks it up and it makes it easier for me to sweep up like so. And so I will put on any highlighters or any blush with either of those two brushes, okay? So that will pretty much, in a nutshell, conclude what I use for brushes. I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but I really can't think of anything right now. So if you guys have any questions, please make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. If you like my videos and you want me to pump out some more, maybe do another series, maybe do that with my natural hair or something, definitely give me a thumbs up on this video, as well as leave the comments down below, as well as subscribe to my channel. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. I don't have to tell you, but I do want you guys to subscribe to my channel because I am definitely needing the encouragement right now. Want you guys until the next one. Stay beautiful, stay confident, let no one else tell you any different, okay? Until next time, guys, bye.